Now, Religion in the News, a report and comment on religious trends and events being covered by the media. This week's item is from Time Magazine, November 21st, 2007, with the headline, Sunday School for Atheists. The following are excerpts. On Sunday mornings, most parents who don't believe in the Christian God or any God at all are probably making brunch or cheering at their kid's soccer game, or running errands, or, with luck, sleeping in. Without religion, there's no need for church, right? Maybe, but some non-believers are beginning to think they might need something for their children. When you have kids, says Julie Willey, a design engineer, you start to notice that your co-workers or friends have church groups to help teach their kids values and to be able to lean on. So every week, Willie, who was raised Buddhist and says she has never believed in God, and her husband pack their 4 kids into their blue minivan and head to the Humanist Community Center in Palo Alto, California, for Atheist Sunday School. The lives of these young people would be much easier, adult non-believers say, if they learned at an early age how to respond to the God-fearing majority in the U.S. Others say the weekly instruction supports their position that it's okay not to believe in God and gives them a place to reinforce the morals and values they want their children to have. One Sunday this fall found a dozen children up to age 6 and several parents playing percussion instruments and singing empowering anthems like I'm Unique and Unrepeatable, set to the tune of 10 Little Indians, instead of traditional Sunday school songs like Jesus Loves Me. Atheist parents appreciate this nurturing environment. That's why Kitty, a non-believer who didn't want her last name used to protect her kids' privacy, says she felt socially isolated and even tried taking them to church. But they're all much more comfortable having rational discussions at the Humanist Center. I'm a person that doesn't believe in myths. I'd rather stick to the evidence.
Dave, in your writing of the book, Cosmos, Creator, and Human Destiny, you're going to have an audience for this if the Lord tarries. That's the idea. You have a design engineer who obviously can't recognize design, incredible design out there, and another person who would rather stick to the evidence but is avoiding the evidence that's overwhelming.
It is amazing. I've been listening, as I probably mentioned, to some debates because I have some debates coming up. Richard Dawkins, he's a likable person. He seems...
Tell our audience who this man is.
Well, Richard Dawkins is one of the world's leading, evolutionists, atheists. He's really leading the charge of the new atheists who are determined to stamp out all belief.
Quite militant.
Very militant, because they call themselves new atheists because the old atheists were too mild-mannered. Richard Dawkins says belief in God is not only wrong, it's evil, and it must be stamped out. And he claims to go by evidence, but, he has such faith in science. It's incredible. I was just listening to a debate this morning, and he said, we know, it used to be a mystery what life was, but now Darwin, he has explained life. Well, Darwin didn't explain where life came from. He didn't explain how life began, but then, anyway, he doesn't admit that, but he does say, well, we don't actually know where the universe came from, the cosmos came from, but we're working on that, he says. Amazing. So here we have atheists. They don't believe in God. And part of this debate is, can you have real morals without God? Well, you don't have to believe in God to have morals. Why would that help you? Well, your bank made a $100 million mistake in your favor, and it is absolutely foolproof. No one would ever know it was a mistake. You could never be caught. How many people would be honest enough to give that back? Now, you're not going to get caught.
Yeah, and what would be the basis for giving it back?
Yeah. What would be the basis? The only
Certainly not survival of the fittest.
No.
Okay.
The only person who would do it. See, Dawkins says, you don't have to have God to be good. Well, now why would you? Because only if you believe it's appointed unto men once to die, and after this the judgment. Only if you believe that, in fact, you cannot get away with this, because you will be judged by God one day after you die. It's the only thing that would keep you on that path. Now, these people are trying to come up with morals and values and so forth without God. Well, Tom, it's not rational, but they would say, oh, yes, but we are more rational than those people who have faith.
And Dave, what about raising their children? Here they're concerned that their children have morals, I guess, similar to those that maybe they were aware of and in their own upbringing that their parents may have had who were Christians or, believed in moral absolutes and so on. And not just judgment, but wanted to please God by their service to others and being a blessing and so on. Greater love hath no man than he lay down his life for another, just as Christ did for us. So we have all those things. But now there's a vacuum there for these kids. If they were really trained and brought up in the beliefs, the true beliefs of that atheism would lead to, of evolution, well, this would be a jungle, wouldn't it?
It absolutely would be if everybody behaved that way. There would be no reason to be kind or merciful because it's survival of the fittest. But Tom, the fact is, and this is an illustration of that fact, Romans chapter 2 says, God has written his law in every person's heart. These people know there's something missing. They know they ought to behave more.
For more information about the Berean call us toll-free at our order number or visit our website